morning, class 11 students. Today I am going to start fourth chapter of a Hornbill book, that is Landscape of the Soul. And here I would like to give you summary of this chapter. And before I start the summary, so I would like to tell you this chapter is not very interesting, but on the other hand it is very important. And because this chapter is related with arts, so how we should take arts in our life, and can art and its components be bounded in words? So this is what Nathalie Troveroy tells us in this summary. So landscape to solve summary will help you learn about this chapter in a very simple and easy manner, because you will have to read the summary, otherwise you will not be able to understand the chapter, because this summary has been explained in a very simple, in a very lucid manner. So here this chapter comprises means here taken as collectively of two parts, and Nathalie Troveroy is the author. So make it a point, who is the author? Nathalie Troveroy. And she means Nathalie Troveroy is a female. So the author has taken the first part from the landscape of the soul. So here ethics and spirituality. So here are the 2 points. One is ethics and one is spirituality. So author has taken two components, you can say. Ethics means like what is right, what is wrong, when one person has to think the ability of two right and wrong, means he has or she has to take which way. So that is called ethics. And spirituality means related with soul. So here in Chinese painting, whereas the second part has been derived from getting inside outsider art. So this is the second part which has been taken from getting inside outsider art. And see, getting inside is an article. So first of all, see to it. Getting inside, it is what? It is nothing else, just an article. And that was published in the Hindustan Times. You know very well that what is Hindustan Times. This is a name of newspaper and this is year. So in 2005 it was published, this article. You know very well that if you read any newspaper, you see a number of articles are there. And now it is written by Brinda Suri. So this article is written by this person, Brinda Suri, and the main theme of the chapter is about arts. So as I already explained that this chapter is about arts. So art, what is art? Dancing is an art, painting is an art, and if you do anything with your skills, that is art. So it revolves around the art of painting told through the help of various stories. So here various means many. So various, it revolves means it turns around art of painting, because this chapter is about painting, about art, and told through the help of various stories. And many stories have been told through understand the concept of this lesson. So we learn about Chinese painter. So in this chapter we will learn who were Chinese painter and what kind of art, skill or art they were having at that time in 8th century, because this chapter uh, tells us about the 8th century and their works as well as the story behind them. Moreover, this chapter tells us what kind of work did these Chinese painters do and what were the stories behind them. Now, similarly, the second part explores. So here explores means explain something deeply, or you can say tells us minutely, very small things. The concept of art brute. So here, art brute meaning the art of the ones who have no right, means the art of the ones who have no right. Here, what does it mean? See to it. It means that the people who are not having any kind of professional degree, or who have not studied arts, but still they are involved in art, so that is called art brute. Here the meaning is related with that only. Now, thus we learn a great deal about art and its history. So in this chapter we will learn what is art and what is or what was the history of art. Now, landscape to solve continues here. This chapter divides into two parts. So as I already told you before 2 minutes, so this chapter uh, is being divided in two parts, each telling us about art and its history through various stories. Already explained this point. And in the part taken from landscape of the soul, ethics and spirituality in Chinese painting. So this is very important point. Ethics I have already explained, spirituality I have already explained. Spirituality means things which are related with one's soul, and ethics means right wrong, when you have the ability to choose the right way. And so this capability or ability, it is called ethics. In Chinese painting, we learn about the art of painting through two stories. So here you will know two stories here. And the first one is about a very popular painter, Chinese painter. Its name was Wu Daozi. Wu Daozi. So it is about the 8th century. I already explained that this story is about 8th century, when he was hired. Hired means here when he was called to pay for the work by the Tang emperor. He was an emperor. The name of the emperor was Xuanzong. To adorn. Adorn means decorate. Adorn means decorate. When we decorate something, like on some kind of various you can say festivals, we decorate on Diwali, we decorate our houses, we get them painted, we get them whitewashed. So now Wu painted beautiful scenery. As Wu Daozi, he was a painter, and he painted a very beautiful scenery with mountains, waterfalls, forests, as well as clouds and blue skies. So here, with people living harmoniously. So here is the word harmoniously. This one, it means happily. 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 Now, in a happy environment. So here, when Wu Daozi painted beautiful scenery, when the king Tang emperor Xuanzong, as you studied here, this one, just a minute here, and now he Wu Daozi painted beautiful scenery with mountains on the walls, waterfalls, forests, and clouds and blue skies. And in that painting, some people were living happily, and the environment he made through his painting, that was very happy environment. However, he painted a cave, and moreover, he painted a cave. When he was painted on the wall, he also painted a cave. and at the foot of the mountain, so that was inhabited by a spirit. So inhabited means dwelt, D W E L T. So dwelt means live, 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 to stay, to stay. Now, when the painter was showing his work to the emperor, so what happens next? So here, when the painter finished his work and he called or he sent a message through the messenger that my painting is ready and you can come and see. So when the painter was showing his work, sir, I have made this painting, I have decorated the wall which you have asked, and this is a cave, this is a forest. So in that manner he was explaining to the king. He claps. So clapping, you know, claps. Here is the word claps. So with two hands he clapped his hands, and an entrance to the cave opens. So see, and it was reality in the people of old times. So and an entrance of the cave opens. So you must have listened or heard some kind of stories when uh, any kind of human being clapped his hands and the gate or the any gate or entrance, it used to be opened. Here, where he gets in and vanishes. So this is very surprising that he entered into that cave. Now you will be shocking. He entered in that cave which was just a kind of drawing. So he vanishes. So vanishes means disappeared. Disappeared. Disappear. Now, so this is really surprising that in a painting how one can enter, because in the painting he showed some kind of forests, waterfalls, cave, but when he clapped his hands, the entrance of the cave opened and he went in, and after that he vanished. The painter, what was the name of painter? Wu Daozi. He vanished, he disappeared. So thus, after disappearing, see this word disappearing, as I already told you, he vanished, disappeared. The author says that denotes means shows or depicts, shows the knowledge of the mystical. Mystical means related with mystery or secrets. Secrets. Inner world. So this was inner world because he painted a kind of scenery, and it was a kind of mystery because anybody cannot enter into a painting, but this painter, Chinese painter Wu Daozi, entered, and thus it says that only the masters are aware of the way within and can go yonder any material form. So here, thus this says that only the masters means here the people who were very skillful and are aware of the way, they knew that this kind of painting is a kind of magic and they can go yonder. Yonder means point out to any kind of direction. So wherever and whenever they wanted, they could enter. It's a kind of magical painting and any material form. So similarly, there is another story here. There is another story about this, about another popular Chinese painter who did not draw a dragon's eye. this Chinese painter, he drew a dragon. So you know what is a dragon? It is a kind of animal, and he did not draw. He drew complete dragon, but he left dragon's eye. And why he left? Fearing, because he was fearing that it would become real and fly out of his painting. So this was really shocking that he painted the complete dragon, but he did not draw, or he did not paint his eye. He did not complete his eye drawing, because this dragon would come out or would become real and fly out of his painting. So it is a kind of that same skill that Wu Dozi had. Now, next we have third one about a master blacksmith, Quinton Matzes. So this is the name blacksmiths, one who works related with iron. So who falls in love with the daughter of a painter. Now this guy, Quinton Matzes, he falls in love and with the daughter of a painter. So he was this one was a blacksmith, but he falls in love with the daughter of a painter. So two different profession. And you know very well that people in ancient times, they got married in the same profession. So as the father was not accepting of his son-in-law belonging to such a profession, because this Quentin Matz's father-in-law was a painter and this Matz's was a blacksmith. So he did not accept his son-in-law belonging to such a profession, and he still did so. He accepted Quinten. Later on, what happened? See, later on, what happened? This he accepted, means the painter accepted Quinten because he was asked to paint a fly on his board. He was a blacksmith, but he was asked by the girl's father, and he painted a fly on his board, and magically it had such gentle realism. So realism means it's a kind of very true, gentle, and by chance it happened that this fly, what this Quinton made or drew, that it resembled or looked, resembled means looked, this one, or seemed real one, like a real one. So by chance it happened that Quentin drew a fly and it looked like a real one. No doubt he was a blacksmith, but with the power of love, because he loved his daughter. And further, the author talks about Chinese philosophy. Now, what is Chinese philosophy? Philosophy means the life ideas related with a set of beliefs. Shen Shui, and Shen Shui means mountain water. It is the meaning of Shen Shui, mountain water. Now, finally, the second part, which has been taken from Getting Inside Outsider Art, which I have already told you, by Brinda Suri, talks about the concept of art brut. Already explained this one, and art brut translates to the art of the ones who have no right to be artists. Now, what does it say? It says that art brut translates to the art means the people who are skillful, but they do not, or they did not get any kind of training of arts. So they are called, they are means they have no right to be artists. It is because they lack any formal training. Just I explained this, yet somehow possesses artistic talent, as this quintet Metz's was having, because he was a blacksmith and still he made a beautiful painting. And inside, so she refers, so she here means the author. She refers to them as the ones who think outside the box. To think outside the box, this is an idiom. To think outside the box means to think beyond your limits. Means suppose you know that you can make a very beautiful painting, but you are a study of you are a student of science, but you can think that the people who are the students of arts, and you can make more beautiful painting than the students who are the students of arts. So it means you are thinking outside the box. And defy means refuse to obey. Refuse to obey. obey obey. Now, the normal standards, people refer to their work as an unorthodox. So orthodox means the people who think who are related with old thinking, and unorthodox means opposite of orthodox. So she cites, so here cites means says, says. The example of Nek Chand work at Rock Garden in Chandigarh. So you know very well as Nek Chand, about Nek Chand work at Rock Garden in Chandigarh is a form of art brute, because Nek Chand was not related with any kind of you know, painter or painting profession. So in the is a form of art brute. So this is a Nek Chand is a example of art brute, but still he designed rock garden, and this rock garden is still present in Chandigarh. So now, conclusion of the landscape to solve. So what is the conclusion, or what is the, you can say, central idea of this chapter? To sum up, landscape to solve summary, we learn that art is an infinite form. So art is an infinite form. Infinite means which cannot be bounded in words or in limits, which has a rich history. Its history is also rich, and it cannot fit inside any certain box or label. It has a life of its own. So here the author says that painting is a skill, and it can come out from anyone. It cannot be fit, it cannot fit inside any certain box. As you know, we keep our all clothes in a kind of cupboard or in a kind of almirah, but this skill, the thought, or our capabilities, it's, you know, they cannot be fit in any certain box. So it has a life of its own, means the art has its life. That's all. Hope you will like it, and please share my video, like my video, and of course comment and subscribe. Thank you.